Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to the left foot. Good Tai Chi posture. Kick your right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose the right side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift weight, good Tai Chi posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cross training, Fan Zhirong. Hands extended, fingers wide spread. One continuous circle going forward. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Reverse, palms are up. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Hands at our waist, pile of sand in front of us. Kick up the sand on your right. Be, yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Pedal forward. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Sand on your right. Kick up the sand with your left. Be, yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Pedal forward. Yat. Press down on that pedal. Se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Making circles with our foot. First our right foot, post down, drill yourself down on the left. Keep your circling foot no higher than 2 inches above the ground. Be, yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Reverse. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Stand on your right, circle with your left. Be, yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. Reverse. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chat, bat, go, sup. New one, doing our squats. Opening up your span, outreached arms, ready, yat, ni, sam. Deep breath in as you go down, exhale as you come up. Look, chat, bat, go. Good Tai Chi posture, go through your spine, opening up slightly rather than tight in. Golden cockerel, up and down, push down, bring up on its left. Push down, closer to your thigh. Last one. Okay, something to work on, okay? Watch what I do and see if what you do is similar to what I'm going to do. So the hand that sits to the side starts to spiral up higher so that it can push down a little bit earlier or have more distance coming down. What I don't want you to do, okay, what I want you to do, this hand starts to spiral higher rather than come down and spiral, okay? So starts to spiral and push down on a longer distance. Starts to spiral so that it can push down on a longer distance. Whereas if you didn't understand my concept, you would drop this hand down and give yourself very little space to push down. And the other side, I would drop this down and give myself only this amount of space, which is not very good for balancing. So what I'm asking you to do is to come down and then start to spiral and then push down a little further. You have that much room to push down on, okay? So let's try 2 sets of that, okay? Try to improve on your golden cockerel, okay? So here we go. Start the spiral now, push down. Start the spiral now, push down. And you may say to yourself, well, you know, I get the point, but it doesn't really matter to me because I never falter and I'm always in balance. But you're missing the point, okay? So what we want to do is we want to think clearly, we want to execute clearly so that these principles can bear on other movements and learn more about our body in a better way. So every time, yeah, there are times when I feel like, yeah, I spiraled up high, but for some reason the foot came up late. But you want to each time realize that, but then push it to get to the best and the excellent way of, optimal way of performing. Okay. Start to spiral up, you want to push down closer to your body, closer to your thigh. Because if you start to spiral up and you go this way, it's pulling you to go that way rather than straight up and down. Okay, good question.
Again, remember the another name for the golden cockerel is the push down. Everybody's getting their attention to the front hand. We're always, when we first start Tai Chi, front hand always occupies our minds, but the back hand or the other hand has just as much function or benefit as the front hand. So it's 2 guys working, 2 front and back hand working together. And when you are coming across with this hand, both of these hands, you're trying to assume the middle. Hold on. This hand is coming, but I'm really thinking here. All I want to do is think here. This helps, and this helps. Because remember, we're trying to get into positions that are where we're optimally balanced, minimum amount of effort. If I concentrate here, I just swing along here. Hey, not too bad. And that's one of the purposes. You're thinking here, you're coming up, okay? Don't think about here, you think here.
Okay, kicking out now, okay? So when we kick out, we always hear the words semicircle, bring it closer to the danten. Danten's right here, so bring it closer to the danten, center yourself, spin on that axle, and then come out, okay? When you establish the height in which you're gonna kick out, don't drop this hand to go this way. So you want to establish that center and the height, and then kick out. Follow the kick with your hand and your eye, and then remember that the kick, as much as possible, should be the kick of a heel rather than kick of a toe, which to me is a little harder with the toe. But if you have this foot or heel ready to go, then you guide with your heel, okay? All right, so we're not looking for a high kick, but we're looking for safety. We're looking for all those elements to keep us safe. Okay, here we go. Gather energy, root it down on the left, center it, establish your height, kick out. Softly come down, shift your weight, center it, and follow. tuck the elbows. Last one. Okay, and I forgot to tell you this, but I assume you know. When you gather the energy, look at my elbows. They're being tucked into my center area. If I don't understand that, then maybe this is what I'm going to be doing. The elbows are flaring out. They're not going to help you. You want to be able to gather the energy and center yourself and bring that elbow in and then come out, okay? All right, holding your ball on a T-stance, good Tai Chi posture. Root down on the back, right foot, grow a little taller, form your ball, relax, here we go. T-stance, out and to the side, L stance, part the wild horse's mane, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down on the T stance, center with the ball, take an L, move the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T and ball, L and ball, bottom hand advances. Here's your snack. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, center with the ball and a T, out on an L, move the energy to part the wild horse's mane. This time that left hand now, it doesn't have to be close to the thigh, but it can flare out. Center, L, bow stance. Sit back, twist step, T stance, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, twist step, T stance, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, twist step, T stance, L stance, bow stance. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand, cloud hands, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock stem cup. Pivot out with your left heel to the 9 o'clock. Two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Stem cup, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Two things happen. Flip and open. Stem cup, 12, 9 o'clock. Only flip. Use your hips and waist, not your hands. 3 o'clock, two things happen. Flip and close. Middle cup. 9 o'clock, two things happen. Middle cup. 3 o'clock, only one thing. 12 o'clock, shift your weight to the left, up, down. Shift weight, golden cockerel, right, down. Shift weight, semicircle, left, tuck the elbows, kick, right. Down, left hand outside, left foot coming up, and kick left. Hold the ball in your T stance. We're going to ward off our opponent. Turn our hips and waist, reposition our hands. Sit down, sit back, use your hips and waist. Contact, use your hips and waist, center, push out. Separate and roll back and sit down. And spiral forward. Sit down, sit back, twist step, left hand on the bottom, holding your ball, out and to the side, ward off. Turn the hips and waist, reposition your hands, grasp the bird's tail, contact, center push out, separate, roll back, sit down, spiral up, lunge forward. Closing form, twist, open, in, tuck the right hand inside the cross, shift your weight, rotate the wrists, palms facing, push closer to your chest one last time, push the tiger away, separate the arms, Drop your shoulder, flex your knees as you now close your form. Okay, so good observation, assessment of what you're doing, and that's great about Tai Chi. It always kind of pulls you to understand what you're doing and if it's correct, or if it's incorrect, why is it incorrect? So that he is perhaps developing a bad habit. So he's saying that from a T stance, he's holding his ball, but right away he's advancing. At the same time, he's forming his L stance. So he says, from a T, from an L, he's going already into a bowl. Okay, so we have to not only slow it down, but we have to understand what's going on. So what's going on is that if you're in a T stance, your energy is holding you on that back or right foot in this case. This is the insubstantial. We learn that it is important that only the weightless or insubstantial foot can advance, because this back foot is stabilizing us. Okay, and it'll apply to everything that we do. We can only move the weightless foot. In a T stance, we're in this stable position. In an L stance, all we're doing is we're putting our heel out there as like a placeholder. But the energy still remains in this back foot. The energy, you were told, starts from the sole of our foot to our ankle, to our leg, to our knee, our thigh, our hips, our waist, and then it can be distributed to the flat of our advancing foot. It comes all the way up through here, through our mind, and then comes here. And you're going to say, well, how do you know? There's no nothing to keep me from moving that energy. Well, what Tai Chi does, you know, it slows you down. It makes you think through everything. So once you realize that you have all that energy and chi and power stored, then it's the movement and the thinking through process that helps you to get it out to the tips of your finger. So that statement, you're going to say, but how? You're going to use your power of your mind to say, this is now advancing and coming through my body, and you can almost feel it, and then it distributes out to almost a 50-50, okay? Then what does it do? It recycles back to that back foot. Then it transfers to this rooted foot and does the other side. And here again, we take the L, but the energy cannot jump from one foot to the other foot, so it's flat. It has to grow through us, through our body, through our mind, and then slightly, slowly, continually advance that energy or generate that energy. Commencing form, shift weight to the right, heel comes up, on your toe, open, toe, arch heel, hands rotate to the middle of the thighs. Take a deep breath in as we elevate both hands at shoulder level. Drop your shoulders, flex your knees. Left hand in the center, right hand rises up higher as you glance. Open palms to the ceiling. Bring the back hand to your ear. Turn your head and neck. Meet both hands in the middle as you repulse the monkey. Center the right hand. Left hand rises up higher as you glance. Bring it to the ear. Turn your head and neck, meet hands in the middle, repulse of the monkey. T stance, parallel and higher. We're going to set it up correctly, multi, and magic of turning your hips and waist to brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, T stance, set it up correctly, multitask, turn the hips and waist. There's your magic. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on a T stance, out on an L stance, move that energy to part the wild horse's mane. Here's your snack. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center on a T with a ball, out on an L, move that energy 2, part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand, cloud hands. Sit back, sit down, pivot 12 o'clock, stem cup. Out to the 9 o'clock, flip the hands, join the feet. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip and open, stem cup 12, 9 o'clock only, flip hands. Use your hips and waist to make your upper body move. 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 9 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip and open. 3 o'clock, only flip your hands. 12 o'clock, shift your weight to the left, push down, bring it up. Golden cockerel. Down, start the spiral higher, push down, bring up. Semicircle, tuck the elbows closer to the dantian. Follow your right hand, right foot. Shift weight, semicircle, center, tuck elbows, follow left hand, left foot. Holding your ball on a T stance, we're going to take an L, generate that energy to ward off. Forearm. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, sit down, sit back, turn at the hips and waist, contact, turn at the hips and waist, center the body, push the energy out. Separate and roll back and sit down. Spiral up, then forward. Twist step, T stance, L stance, ward off. Turn hips and waist, reposition hands, sit down, sit back, turn at the hips and waist to look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, push the energy from the center, separate the hands, roll back and sit down, spiral up and forward. Twist step, twist step, twist step. Shift weight, right hand on the inside, rotate at the wrists. Bring it closer to your chest. Push away. Separate the hands. Drop the shoulders. Tuck the elbows. Let gravity close your form. Okay, I want to look at grasping of the bird's tail to close, okay? So this is the last grasping of the bird's tail, and I want to emphasize and focus on how do you close. Okay, how do you close? You're in a bow stance, sit back, twist. What did I say? Pivot, 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 shift weight, right hand on the inside, rotate on the wrist, bring it up, bring the tiger closer to you, push him away. Separate the hands, energy, drop your shoulders, tuck the elbows, flex your knees, let gravity take care of you, okay? Gonna follow me now with better closing. So what am I looking for when I say a better closing? So one more time, twist, the hands sort of mimic the foot. Twist, twist or pivot, pivot in, shift weight, cross first, right hand inside the cross, shift that weight, or bring that foot closer, tuck the elbows, see my elbows are not here, they're tucked in, shoulder or chest level, shoulder level, I then stop the bringing my hands up, I push from my left wrist, push that energy out, separate, and then hands go for the right. How do the hands go for the right? I just leave them there, and I just drop my shoulders, flex my knee. Gravity takes care of all the rest as you now close your form, okay? Practicing that one. Left foot forward, right foot 45 degree, push out. We've just finished grasping of the bird's tail. Sit down, sit back, twist, 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 shift weight, cross, right hand and inside, then bring the foot in, tuck the elbows as you rotate on your wrists, both palms are facing, push in, push away, separate, Wear your mittens. What do I mean when I wear your mittens? Tuck the elbow, drop the shoulders, flex the knees, wrap around. Heel up on the toe, off the ground, closing forearm. One more time, getting it a little bit better, okay? A little slower this time. Push out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Pivot out. Pivot in. Shift your weight to the left foot. Tuck the right hand inside the cross. Then bring the foot to close. Rotate on the wrist so that now both palms are facing you as you rise up. Push the tiger closer to your body. Push him away by using that left energy of the left hand, separating shoulder width. Now, how do the hands go for the ride? Drop your shoulders, flex your knees. Gravity takes care of you as you wrap around, heel up, off the ground, close your forearm, okay? Here we go with another 10 form. Commencing form. Shift weight to the right as your heel comes up on your toe. Open, toe, arch, heel, hands rotate. Deep breath in as we elevate. Shoulder level, reverse the process, drop your shoulders, flex your knees. Left hand in the center, right hand up higher, glancing at the back, open to the ceiling, bringing the back hand to your ear, watching it through, meet in the center as we pulse a monkey. Notice where my left hand is, it's skimming and touching my hips. Center the right hand, left hand up higher, glance, bring it to the ear, turn your head and neck, meet hands in the middle, slide forward, slide back, repulsing of the monkey. T-stance, parallel and higher. Set it up correctly. Multi, turn the hips and waist. Magic, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T-stance, set it up correctly. Multitask, ear, hand, heel. Turn hips and waist, hands go for the ride, brush knee, magic. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with a ball on a T-stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Out on an L, move that energy to the tips of your finger. Here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down with the ball on a T, out and to the side, L stance, part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand, cloud hands. Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock, stem cup. Left heel, pivot out to the 9 o'clock. Flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, two things happen. Flip the hands, open the feet. Stem cup middle. 9 o'clock, only flip the hands. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Stem cup. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Middle stem cup. We want to get out of cloud hands, so at 3 o'clock, we're only going to flip our hands. At 12 o'clock, we're going to shift our weight and become a golden cockle. Push down, push up. Start the spiral higher, push down, push up. Down, semicircle to the dantian, tuck the elbows, and follow with your eyes and your hand, kick out. Semicircle, swivel on that axle, bring it up, and follow. Holding our ball on a T-stance, we're going to ward off. Out on an L, move the energy to forearm your opponent. Bow stance. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, grasp the bird's tail as you watch your hands and turn at the hips and waist. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, center of the body. Push the energy out and separate it. Roll back and sit down. Spiral up, lunge forward. Sit down, sit back. Twist step, left hand on the bottom, hold your ball on a T-stance. Out on an L, move the energy to forearm your opponent. Turn the hips and waist, reposition your hands to grasp the bird's tail. Turn at the hips and waist. Contact, turn again at the hips. Push the energy, separate your hands. Roll back and sit down. Spiral up, then forward. Twist, twist, twist. Tuck the right hand in as you shift your weight. Close the feet. Rotate on your wrists. Bring the tiger closer to your body. Push him away one last time. Separate the energy. Wear your mittens. Drop your shoulder. Flex your knees as you now close your form. Okay, so grasping of the bird's tail is warding off. You're using your forearm to push your opponent away. If you're in the optimal position, you will not be taken down by your opponent. So that is the thinking. If you do not understand what is the prime position, perhaps you would give way to your opponent. I'm not stable. My Tai Chi posture disappeared. I will fall. In everything that we do, if we don't have a good spine and a good posture, more than likely we're going to fall forward in this particular case. So what do we do? Tai Chi is a discipline. It teaches us good form, good posture that can be applied in everything that we do. So if we're centered here and we want to come out, we need to keep our spine straight up. We cannot leave room so that we follow our hand. This is not only the case in warding off. Perhaps we want to follow our hand and fall in parting of the wild horse's mane, but we should keep our spine straight up, straight up. So no matter what you're thinking in force, the force and the stability comes with good Tai Chi posture. From this point, all you do is turn your hips and waist, reposition your hands, as if you're grasping the bird's tail. I'm still in a bow stance, still straight up. My knee is not beyond my toe, and my spine is straight up. I sit down, I sit back. I turn at my hips and waist to look back. I contact, I turn at my hips and waist, center of the body, push the energy out. Good Tai Chi posture. Separate the hands, sit down, sit back. Energy stored in the back foot. Come up, lunge forward, only for good Tai Chi posture. Good optimal position. Other side, twist, ball, T, out L, ward off, only to give you some space. If you go beyond that, you know that you're going to be out of Tai Chi posture. At this point, you turn your hips and waist because you've already established that distance. That's optimal or prime. Reposition your hands. Still in a bow stance. You're going to use the power of sitting back, sitting down, storing that energy on the back or left foot this time. Contact, turn at the hips and waist. Energy now generates out, rolls back, and sit down to store yet more energy. Then release that energy to recycle. Okay, let's try that from the two grasping of the bird's tail, first warding off. Left foot storing your energy on a T stance, right hand on the bottom, right foot weightless. Here we go, root down on the left. Okay, out on an L, ward off, set that space. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, sit down, sit back, turn at the hips and waist to look back, contact, turn at the hips and waist to center, then push the energy out, separate the hands, sit down, roll back, spiral up, lunge forward. Other side, make it better. Sit down, sit back, twist step, left hand on the bottom, left foot ready to go. Out on an L, move the energy, bottom hand advances to ward off your opponent. Set that space, turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, sit down, turn at the hips and waist to look back, Contact, turn at the hips and waist, center of the body. Distribute that energy. Rotate, roll back, sit down, spiral up, then forward. Let's take a look at closing form. This is a bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, open, pivot, in, pivot. Right hand inside the cross, shift your weight to the left foot, close the foot. Rotate on your wrist so that now both palms are at your chest level. Bring the tiger closer to you, push him away. Separate your hands, tuck the elbows, drop the shoulders, flex the knees. Gravity takes care of you as you now close your form. Okay? Round 3, 10 form. Moving forward, because every time you do the 10 form, you gradually move back, okay? So we made that adjustment. Good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, having some sense of relaxation, yet disciplined enough to think through your movements. Shift weight to the right, heel comes up, on the sole, on the toe, off the ground, open, toe, arch heel, rotate to the middle of your thighs. Deep breath in as you elevate both hands, shoulder level, tuck the elbows, drop the shoulders, flex the knees. Left hand stays in the front, right hand up higher, open to the ceiling as you glance, bring it to the head, turn your head and neck, repulsing of the monkey, slide to your hips and waist. Center, glance to the left, open to the ceiling, bring it to the head, turn your head and neck, slide forward, slide to the hips. T-stance, parallel and higher, set it up correctly. Multi, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee for magic. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, set it up correctly on a T. Multi, 3 things happen. Turn hips and waist, sweep around to brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with a ball on a T. Out and to the side, we're going to part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down on a T, holding your ball. Out on an L, bottom hand advances to part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand. Sit down, sit back, twist step 12 o'clock, stem cup. Pivot with your left heel out to the 9 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Middle cup, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Middle cup, 9 o'clock, only flip the hands. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Middle cup. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. Gonna get out of cloud hands, so only flip the hands at 3. 12 o'clock, stem cup. Push down, push up, golden cockerel. Start the spiral up higher to push down and come up. Down, semicircle, do your danten. Tuck the elbows and follow your kick. Semicircle, energy to the center and distribute it out. Holding your ball on a T stance, we're going to ward off our opponent and forearm him. Set that space. Turn the hips and waist. Grasp the bird's tail as you sit down, sit back, look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, push from the center. Separate the energy and roll back and sit down. Spiral up, then forward. Sit down, sit back, twist. Ball. Out. Ward off. Turn hips and waist, reposition hands, grasp the bird's tail, turn at the hips and waist to look back, turn again and push forward, separate the hands and roll back, sit down, spiral up, then forward. Twist, twist, in, shift weight, cross, close the feet, rotate hands, bring him in, push him away. Separate, drop shoulders, flex your knees as gravity takes care as you close your forearm. Okay, one turn for me now. Easy does it, right? Okay, so thank you. So I should be clapping for you folks because I think you're doing a really super good job. And you say, yeah, she just says it, but I do say it to mean that no matter where you are in your journey, you're still at it. You haven't quit. And you've been here for how many sessions? And that's a plus. That's not a disadvantage to be here many times. I think it's great, okay? Because you're still getting benefits. So look at it that way. Today's lesson number 12. We have 3 more to go. We can still learn a lot more. And I just heard it this morning, like, you know, I'm catching on. I really like Tai Chi, but I know that there's more out there. And yes, not just in the 10 form, but out there in other forms. But all forms have a general principle that we can apply, and that's what makes it, to me, an advantage, because you never ever leave the principles that you've established. You just refine it and tweak it and get it done a little bit better. Okay, good job. Okay, see you next time.